Hi, good afternoon and evening, everybody. Thank you for joining early and making it to today's masterclass. So, in the interest of time and punctuality, we'll be starting right away. But before we do start, just an icebreaker so that we can know who's on the call. If you could kindly drop your business, your name, and then where you're joining from, that would be great so that we can all get to know each other as we kickstart the webinar. Guys, you don't want to introduce yourself. Please, I'm waiting for one or two introductions so that we can get the ball rolling. Okay, nice. Hi, Stefan. Welcome to today's call. Okay, great. So, before we really jump into the meat and potatoes, I would like to welcome you again to the WhatsApp Marketing Masterclass. This masterclass is being held by Intelli. Intelli is a customer communications platform um, that specializes in WhatsApp API. We are a Meta Tech provider, which means we've been given the go ahead from Meta to build different solutions on WhatsApp, from AI agents, broadcast tools, automation tools, and the like. Yes. So this webinar would be in two parts, this masterclass. The first session would be the fundamentals, where we just share different tools and reasons why you should have like a WhatsApp marketing strategy, as we're all here for the call. Then, sorry, just give me a second. Then the next session would be breaking down different case studies and use cases that we've seen our customers and others have on what to do when it comes to WhatsApp. So it would be a bit more practical and then a bit more nitty gritty. So I just want to confirm, please, can you hear me? If you could do a thumbs up, if you can still hear me. Okay, nice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for that. Great. So then I'm going to take the fundamental sessions, and then my co-founder would come and get into the nitty-gritties when it has to do with the use cases and case studies. So why WhatsApp, right? Um, WhatsApp is currently the most under leveraged sales channel. The reason why I say this is because WhatsApp has over 2 billion users globally. And then in Africa alone, over 90% of internet users are on WhatsApp, which means it's the go-to messaging app for individuals in across Africa and beyond. So with WhatsApp, the average WhatsApp user, like all of us are, they open the app about 18 to 23 times a day, meaning that that's where a majority of customers are spending their time, be it for social reasons such as chatting with friends, family, entertainment, doing business, and a lot more things like building community and whatnot. So it's important as business owners and marketers and salespeople that we don't forget this channel, because it's the biggest channel our customers are currently on a day-to-day basis. Awesome. So then let me just get into a bit of the things that businesses are currently doing. Most businesses don't have WhatsApp marketing strategies as at now, but then we are seeing a trend pick up where businesses are starting to have WhatsApp marketing strategies, having to have dedicated budgets for WhatsApp marketing. So the thing that businesses are currently doing is that they post on statuses inconsistently. Another thing too is they have poor customer segmentation, which basically means with the customers or the leads or the market that they do have on WhatsApp, they're not properly segmenting them, i.e., by geography, by buying, spending habits, or by other factors that you can use to segment your customers to make sure that you're targeting them and marketing to them and serving them appropriately. Also, we have also noticed a trend when it comes to WhatsApp as a sales business platform is that businesses are not having proper follow up strategy when it comes to WhatsApp. A lot of businesses like to do the email, they like to do the SMS, but then when it comes to WhatsApp, they're not really effectively engaging and re engaging their customers. We'll get a bit more into that as we go through the slides. Then slow responses, you're not tracking your conversations, not having re engagement strategies, and then 44% of salespeople and businesses don't follow up again after their first initial follow up. And this is really something, especially on WhatsApp, because when it comes to customers, your target market, it takes 8 to 5 different follow ups or touch points to be able to close them. So that means you have to engage with them multiple times. So when on WhatsApp like this, we get a lead or we get someone coming to us and we don't re engage them, those amount of times, we're not likely to close them or have them as repeat purchases. And this number is even higher when it comes to businesses, where as a business, a B2B business, you have to have 18 to 23 different touch points to your customers before they actually make the sale. Then, as we know, our cheapest customer is already an existing customer, with new customers costing 5 times more than retaining the old, which means especially on WhatsApp, we have to devise strategies that can keep our customers coming back, keep our customers loyal, and stay with our brand. Yes. So the next part I would be speaking about is when it comes to revenue. I just touched a bit on re engagement and the like, but then I want to get into the nitty gritties of what is top of mind marketing or top of mind awareness. So basically, what this means is that when your customer thinks of something like maybe they need a toothpaste brand or they need to send their child to school or they need to do something, top of mind means basically that your brand is the first brand that they think of. So I can give an example. For instance, in Ghana, when it comes to mobile money, even though we have a lot of telecommunication companies doing it and fintechs, instinctively everyone thinks of Momo, which is MTN. For instance, in Kenya, when you think of mobile money, everyone thinks of M-Pesa, even though there's other different brands out there. So top of mind is basically ensuring that when your customers think of a product that they need, be it a good, maybe like a fast moving consumer good like food items, or maybe if it's a service, your brand is the first brand that they think of. So it's really important that, as I was saying, you have these continuous touch points with your customers, especially on WhatsApp, as they are already there. And that's where they spend most of their time. So then I would also like to say that 95% of customers actually are not in the market ready to buy your product. So once again, I'm hitting on the fact that in as much as they're not ready to buy your product right now, they will be in the near future. So it's important that we keep on engaging them and re-engaging them so that when they are ready, your brand will come as the first one that they want to reach out to. So as we go through past the fundamentals of the what masterclass, we will get into those details. Awesome. So another way that you can make sure you have this top of mind engagement with your customers is by sharing monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, bi-monthly tips, maybe on how to use your product. Just keep putting your product in their view. But in as much as I say this, that doesn't mean you have to spam your customers, because if you do spam your customers, especially on WhatsApp, personal chats, or even in like a group community chat, they might get fatigued from your brand. So it's good to have a strategy when it comes to how you would engage your customers, in terms of re-engaging them and just making sure that your brand is the first one that they think of. So as I was saying, you can share weekly tips. You can wish them on holidays, for instance. this Val's Day that just passed, in as much as they might not respond to your message or really interact with your message, just the fact that they saw your message, having your brand name there already puts your brand in their mind. So subconsciously, when they do think of the do come across a time where they need your product, your brand will be the very first one that they'll think of. So you can also do product education, success stories, and a lot more. So then this will help with shorter sales cycles and then also increasing higher trust and less resistance to when you offer new products or offer new pricing schemes, because you've taken them along that journey. You've let them have some brand loyalty with you, and they just trust you and know you better as a business. So they're not too surprised when things do change because they've been along the journey with you. So then still on re-engagement strategies, you can have a 30, 60, 90-day re-engagement scheme. Maybe after the first initial reach that they have to with your business, be it through maybe an ad, maybe they saw your marketing somewhere and they decided to reach out to you, or even maybe they replied to your status or they saw your message in a group. um, you had that initial conversation, maybe they didn't buy initially. It's good to have like a checkup or a follow up within the week on WhatsApp, and then have like a 30, 60-day, 90-day inactivity list where you keep checking up on them, sending them offers, discounts, telling them about new products or solutions, or even collect feedback to help just keep engaging them and keep your brand at the top of their mind, but not in a way that is spammy or bothersome, but feels very intentional. Great. So, speaking a bit about groups and spamming in groups, it's also important to build a community on WhatsApp. So, even if it's not like a community that it's in a group, you can even build community through status updates, because you know that these customers, in as much as they might not be ready to buy, they're still showing them visually every day, okay, this is what I have, this is what I'm doing. So in as much as maybe they're not responding to you, or they are not really engaging with your content or your advertisements or your marketing, as you do that consistently, they subconsciously form part of your community. Then you can also have the community in the more direct way, which is through WhatsApp groups, communities, channels, and the like. But then in as much as having that, which is great, it's good to also from time to time engage in dialogue with them, not just post marketing things or post ads or post campaigns. Those are all good and well, because it gives them an incentive to use your product. But then it's also good to engage in dialogue, see how they feel about your product, see maybe why they like your products, get that feedback, get those conversations going, as well as maybe things adjacent or similar topics within your industry, even if it's not necessarily about your product. Just keep that dialogue, keep that engagement. Some people might not engage, but then trust me, they're most definitely reading, they're most definitely seeing the notifications, they're most definitely seeing the updates. So when it is time, or when they are ready, your brand would definitely be the one that they'll think of, and they'll feel like they can trust and go to, because they've had that communication with you for the long run. For instance, you're more likely, let me use like a real world example, right? You're more likely to trust an acquaintance who is you meet more often, right? Maybe you go for an event, you go to church, you go for a party, and as much as you're not really that close with them, you're more likely to trust them than an acquaintance that you see maybe every once in a while, every 3 years. You're more likely to remember them for opportunities. You're more likely to engage with them compared to like a brand or a person that you don't see as often. So it's good to have build that community to help increase retention, repeat purchases, and then also get organic referrals. As I was saying, 95% of buyers are not actually in the market to buy, but they are in the future. So even if it's not them themselves buying, they can refer your brand just because of the engagement that they've had with you on WhatsApp. Great. So, um, just to do a quick check in, is everyone good? Yes, there'll be a recording. There'll be a recording. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice, great. Cool, cool, cool. So just to continue, with the foundational parts of the webinar. In as much as you're doing all this engagement with your customers, your target markets on WhatsApp, it's also very important that yes, you're engaging them, they're engaging you, but when they do engage you, you have to respond fast. We're in an era of like fast food, fast entertainment, even fast transportation. We want everything fast, 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 fast. And your customer is no different from that, right? Nowadays, your customer, if they reach out to you, unless you really built that brand loyalty or built that relationship, or even maybe it's like a lead or somebody coming from an ad or coming from maybe your website or coming from the internet, even AI these days, right? They reach out to you, your contact information, they text your WhatsApp number, they're expecting a response within the first 5 to 10 minutes, or they're going to drop off and text somebody else. They're going to drop off and text a different business, or they're even going to drop off and forget that they even need the products. So it's really important that, especially on WhatsApp, as we're engaging our customers, we have that quick response time, or they are going to drop off to another person, or they're going to just even completely forget about the thing that they want to buy, that by the time the maybe 3 hours, the day, the 2 days that you come back to them, they'll not even be interested in the product. So it's really important that as we, build all this brand loyalty, all this engagement, have all these re-engagement strategies on WhatsApp, we also have that quick communication to respond to their needs, their inquiries, their requests for prices, and the like. So another fact is that 78% of customers buy from the first responder. So it's really important that if someone comes to you maybe from organic or inorganic marketing, it's really important that you answer them quickly so that they'll stay with you and actually, buy your product. Even if they don't buy your product, you've given them the details, information about your product. They're not likely to go somewhere else. They'll just keep it in mind so that when they are ready, they'll come back to this same WhatsApp chat where you gave them great customer service and responded to them quickly to now patronize you. So it's also another thing that we should keep in mind. Nowadays, business owners, marketing salespeople, you find yourself answering the same question over and over again. Customers text you at odd hours and whatnot. So you can also have AI agents or even automated replies that can help at least give keep your customers engaged until you are ready, you are available. So as I was saying, how to execute instant auto replies, AI lead qualification, smart routing, and then just making sure that you have 24/7 customer support. Because you never know when your customers will text you. They might text you right after you've closed from work. They might reach out to you in the middle of the night because they saw your ad and they were just scrolling. So it's important to have that quick and consistent response so that you can close more deals and have fewer misleads. Okay, awesome. So now we are wrapping up the foundational section of WhatsApp marketing, and we'll get into the nitty gritties a bit more after this session. But then, just to summarize it and keep a few things in mind, not to have just a random WhatsApp strategy, right? Not to use WhatsApp as a random tool, but really have a structured WhatsApp strategy where you say, okay, you do this X amount of times in a month, you do this X amount of times in a day, or maybe if, like, for instance, a status post, or you interact with your group or your community maybe once or twice a week. You might send a poll, or you might share some product updates or share customer stories. Really have a structured plan around it, as you might have a structured plan for maybe your Instagram or your LinkedIn or your Facebook. It's also important to also start thinking about how to structure your WhatsApp. Manual replies are slow. So now, how can you automate it, maybe with AI or with chatbots, to be able to give your customers that 24/7 customer support and help increase your brand loyalty? As I said at the beginning of the session, it's also good to look at segmenting your customer base. If it's based on geography, maybe XYZ number of customers are from this locality, or maybe it's even maybe XYZ number of customers are within this age range, or maybe this is the buying pattern of this this type of customers. This type of customer is more likely to spend more. This type of customer is more likely to take advantage of a discount or a promotion or a product that costs less. It's important that you use WhatsApp to now start segmenting your customers, so that because you have that conversation history with them, you can go through, you can be able to segment them so that you know exactly how to market to your customers, whether it's on a mass scale or an individual scale. You're not just second guessing or just keeping everything in your head. We are human beings. We can't store all that information. So it's really important that we start to like segment our customers into different databases and user categories from the information and the chats and the groups that we have on WhatsApp. So, as I really hammered on, it's really important to have re engagement strategies. Don't let your customer come by on WhatsApp, maybe from a status post, or maybe they replied to you from a group, or they saw an ad and they replied to you, and maybe they didn't really make the purchase there and then. It's important to keep re-engaging them. As I said, it takes the average customer for a B2C product, like a consumer product, like the food, the things that people use like as a consumer, not really as a business. It takes about 5 to 8 different touch points before someone actually makes a sale. So it's important that you keep re-engaging them. And this is much higher for a B2B business, where it takes about 15 to 25 different engagements and touch points with your customers before they are actually ready to patronize your products. So no more slow replies, no more 24-hour replies, no more 3 day replies, no more 3 hour replies, instant replies for your customers, so that you can keep warming the lead up to a point of sale. They don't drop off the cards, they don't drop off the conversation, but they keep on, they stay with you. So it's really important to have those instant replies, especially on WhatsApp, and even more so on WhatsApp these days, because Meta, most of us do run our ads on Meta and Facebook and Instagram. Meta has come out with this statistic that what click to WhatsApp ads are actually now outperforming some of the original traditional ad types that they had, such as the website, the instant forms, because your customers, when they see your ad, they just want to send a text, get the information, as compared to filling a form or going to a website. So it's really important that you have these instant replies. So even when you're running ads, you can also like start to introduce the click to WhatsApp, because they just want to ask their question, get the information, make the purchase, and keep it pushing, rather than maybe giving you some information like their contact information, having them call you, having you call them back, or going to your website to do something. They just prefer to start everything and finish everything in WhatsApp. So it's really important that we have fast replies these days. And then also not really just thinking about business as a one-time sale. Okay, we're happy that our customer patronized us once, but really think about the life cycle marketing with the re-engagement, segmenting strategies, and all that kind of stuff to keep our customers coming back and purchasing from us. So, just to wrap everything up before we head on to the more practical side of things, which I know everybody is really eager to hear the different use cases and success stories, I'll just close with this. So, the big shift: top of mind marketing and staying relevant creates future buyers, which means we have to be engaging our customers. Let's not leave it to chance. Let's not leave it to, oh, when they need my product, they'll remember me. Nope, that's not going to happen, because you have competitors. So you really have to make sure that you're the one on top, right? So then re-engagement recovers lost buyers. As I said earlier, your cheapest customer is someone who has already bought from you, right? They might be needing to restock or maybe reuse or resubscribe to your product, but then they're not treating it as a matter of urgency. But then when you do re-engage them, especially on WhatsApp, they'll be like, oh yeah, and then patronize your product or have that sale, or keep it in mind in the near future to actually use your product. Then fast replies convert active buyers, and then community builds loyal buyers. So I'll be handing over now to my um, colleague Silla to take the more practical session of it. Thank you for the claps. I appreciate it. If you do have any questions or anything, please feel free to drop it in the chat. So thank you so much. Silla, over to you.
Again for that wonderful session. So as I share my screen, if there's any question, you could just drop it on the chat, and Sika or myself could answer it. All right, great. So I'll introduce myself again. My name is Sila. I'm one of the co-founders of Intelli. I'll take you through the use case side of WhatsApp marketing and also the WhatsApp business API, just to share with you some of the success stories we've had with people marketing on WhatsApp, and also try to break the fundamentals of the WhatsApp business API. So just to begin, so there are three types of WhatsApp. You probably know two, which is your personal WhatsApp and your business WhatsApp that's on the phone. So the other version of WhatsApp is called the WhatsApp Business API, which has more capabilities that Sika was mentioning initially. So what I'll just go through or try to hammer are the challenges you're experiencing with the normal WhatsApp business app, and how limiting it is compared to if you transition to the WhatsApp business API. So you'll find yourself, if you're still on the WhatsApp business on the WhatsApp business app, you probably start to replying every message by your own or with your team who can who have access to the web version of WhatsApp. And also you find you're only limited to probably 4 people who can access the chats and engage with your customers and leads. So the other challenge you might find yourself in is you're probably using an official broadcasting tool that gets your number banned or your campaigns banned. So that will mean that broadcasting tool is not through the official Meta API, and your promotions are likely getting banned. So the other challenge you might be experiencing is if you're probably using another broadcasting or API tool that's working, you're probably not sending the right campaigns to get the right results. And if you're also leveraging the normal WhatsApp business app to send broadcasts, you're probably only capped at 256 contacts you can reach or engage to, unlike how you can use the WhatsApp business API and you can reach up to 10,000 and even 100,000 people in a single campaign. So if you relate to any of these challenges currently you're experiencing, you could probably share what you've experienced before, or show by indicating an emoji. So the next challenge you might be experiencing again is, the next challenge you might be experiencing again is it's very, very difficult or hard for you as a business owner, or even for your team, to always follow up with leads or customers. So sometimes, yes, you have a customer in mind or a lead in mind, and sometimes it just goes by and you forget to follow up with them. So the other thing is probably if you sell to businesses, you might find yourself creating groups for each business you serve as a customer, and from that group is whereby you talk to your business who is your customer. So you find that sometimes when you try to do this, you probably find yourself creating too many chaotic groups, and it becomes probably hard to follow up, or even for your team to follow up and get to support the customers. So the other challenge you might be experiencing again is probably when you just probably forward your catalog or your business details to people in your contact, but not entirely people interested in your services or product. And you'll find probably they open the catalog, they are not interested, or probably they don't read, or they open and they're not entirely interested in what you're trying to share. So again, if you're also using a normal a WhatsApp business official API, you probably also paying high fees compared to the fees that are within Intelli, which we'll get to share sometime later. Awesome. So let's jump straight to the case study we've been speaking about of how one of an education brand we've worked with have been able to revive their dormant leads on WhatsApp and 13x their leads that they thought were essentially dead or not ideal. So for this case study, we'll be looking at how this brand was able to revive these leads from thousands of applicants who are able to show interest in the courses they offer from the tech courses. And by showing interest, this means after the marketing team ran campaigns of the courses and the programs offered within this education brand, students or applicants were able to sign up, show interest. So that means they filled the forms, and after a number of engagements over email, there was probably no response, because you'll find for most of us businesses or people in these emerging markets, so from Ghana, Kenya, you'll find most people are not or probably don't read emails that much. So alternatively, if you could re-engage or market to your leads and customers through WhatsApp, you are likely to see up to 80% open rates compared to what Sika shared with email, which is about 3 to 4%. So before we speak about what they were able to do, so I'll want to touch on some bad practices we find probably brands or businesses doing the first instance they start to use the campaign. So this is what you should actually not do when you're trying to start to engage your customers. So actually you should not try to probably push campaigns or hard sales that directly tell your customers to probably purchase this product, most likely if it's not on offer or they've not shown interest, or probably tell them to book now if you've not had any previous engagement or conversation with them, because most of the time it's a turn off, and this hard sell, there's no option for the lead or customer to open a conversation whereby you get to learn more about them, or they get to learn more about your services and products, and you get to push them into the pipeline of your sales of your sales list. So this is what you shouldn't do. So you shouldn't push messages that directly sell your product or service for the first number of campaigns, especially if you've not had consistent engagement with these leads that you're engaging with. All right, so now let's speak about the right way to do that first campaign. So what you want to do is not push a hard sell. So what this brand did, we actually have one of the members here, Kojo. So what they were able to do is they were able to send a campaign to these applicants who had shown interest in specific programs. So on this campaign, what they gave or how they opened the conversation was they they gave the applicants an opportunity to join a free webinar to get for the team to get to learn the courses they are looking to break into tech. And if they will join the webinar, they will get a 1 month free access to any program of their choice. And just by crafting a campaign like this brand was able to see 13 times increase in the same number of leads that they were chasing, or they were trying to engage through email. So they were able to convert 13 times more out of that list. And just by applying this approach, by offering something, by being opening a conversation where they get to learn more about their customers, and they offer something in return before they get to understand the course or the program that suits the specific applicant or student. So let's look at like the core lesson from this strategy is we get to learn like most of the time the leads you assume that are probably not interested or they are dormant. They're probably the right people because they mostly reached out to you first, or they saw your campaign or ad and reached to you first, but probably because you didn't have a right strategy to give them the right information to nurture them, probably because you don't have probably the right system to do so. You'll find that you might assume at some time they are probably dead leads, but most likely, like Sik had mentioned, a lead who's shown interest in your service or business, they are likely to buy at the first instance. So it's after you get to engage with them, build trust, and they get to gain familiarity with your brand, and the best timing is when they get to need the service. What they remember is you as the number one option they can reach out to. Awesome. So far, before I continue, is there any question, comments, as we continue, or anything that anyone might want to comment? Awesome. I see Ibrahim. Please go ahead.
Yes, please. Good evening.
Good evening.
And thank you very much for the wonderful deliberations. Please, I would like to know if is it possible for us to get the recorded version of the webinar at the end of the program for the benefit of those that join late?
Yeah, so
Thank you.
you'll definitely get a recording of the session in your emails.
It's all right. Thank you.
Welcome. Awesome. So let's continue. So let's now look at the best practices you want to do when you're now running campaigns or you're trying to market campaigns on WhatsApp. So like going back to what we spoke about hard sells, you don't want to have like call to action buttons. So to show you what call to action buttons are, just allow me to go to this specific slide. So for instance, this is a marketing template or a marketing campaign that has been personalized to your lead who is in your database. So at the start of you engaging with the customer, you don't want to like specifically tell them to buy now, especially if it's the first time you're talking to them. You want to like give them options to learn more about your services, or for them to request a call back, or even for you as a business to ask them the right questions so that you're able to know if this is an ideal lead for your customer, and if you should be putting the right time and effort to serve them. So this is what you don't want to like put hard sell call to action buttons that directly push people to probably your website and buy without even knowing what they want or even qualifying them. However, you can use these links or or references outside WhatsApp once you get to build the profile of the customer, get to understand what's personalized to them, so that it's not more of a sell, but you're personalizing the offer to them, and they're very glad to receive what you're trying to communicate with them. So, like we mentioned, so apart from like the normal, you also want to like set up flows or questions or series of questions, whereby, for instance, if we run a campaign like this, so let's say, just assume this is like normal, you can get to like understand the type of business the lead is, or what they do, or what they want, and you're able to filter them, or they're able to share more information on that first campaign, instead of you directly pushing a hard sell. So for the case study that we spoke about, this was like an invitation to join a webinar, and even a coupon code to get a free course for a month. So this is what you want to do, not directly sell, but more of open conversations that will lead to more conversions once your customers or leads get to know, to understand you, and also you get to understand their needs. So hammering back to segmenting your customers. So with this whole process, you are actually able to filter and segment your customers. So if you know, if you're able to ask the right question and know this is a lead or not, you're able to label like, this is the right lead for me. Probably if you're an e-commerce brand, you're able to like label that this specific lead is a male, and the type of fashion interest they have probably is corporate or funky. So you're able to have all these labels and categorize your customers or your list based on these labels, so that when it comes to the time you want to engage them, you're not just like talking or engaging with everyone. You're so specific to who you're engaging with, depending on the segment or how you've labeled your customer. So yeah, so that's like uh, the most important bit we were sharing. So where you get to understand how to run effective WhatsApp marketing campaigns. So that's by not pushing hard sales for the first campaigns, by trying to orient yourself to open more conversations, ask questions, even for you as a business, get to qualify your leads, segment your leads. When it comes to times where you have like offers running or promotion, you're able to like specifically personalize the offers and updates to them. So I hope that was valuable. So we'll head to the other section, where probably you're asking yourself, like we started initially, like for this kind of WhatsApp business API, like probably you're asking yourself, what are the requirements to probably get started with the WhatsApp business API. So all you need to do is have a phone number. So this phone number must be with you, and you must have the capability to receive a code through an SMS or through a phone call. And this phone number can either be existing on your WhatsApp business app. It shouldn't be on your WhatsApp personal app. It should be either on your WhatsApp business app or entirely not registered on WhatsApp. So if your number is either of these, you're able to like seamlessly onboard to the WhatsApp business platform or the WhatsApp business API. Then again, if you have a functional and live website, you're also able to have your number verified and get to use the WhatsApp business platform. The other requirement is you probably need to have a WhatsApp Facebook page or a WhatsApp Meta Business Suite. For those of you who've probably run ads or campaigns, you understand what a Meta Business Suite is. So the other thing you probably need is the registration certificate of your business. So that will mean if you're from Kenya, you need a CR12. If you're from Ghana, you need a Form 3. If you're from Nigeria, you need the CSC status report. So awesome. So let's get to the most now interesting aspect of it, whereby we'll just highlight some of the strategies we've spoke. You'll get to understand what by marketing or what by WhatsApp business API we mean, and we're able to highlight most of the things we've spoken about in a more practical way. So allow me to switch my screen. But before that, if there's any question, feel free to drop it in the comments. Sika or myself will do the best to answer the question. Thank you.
So, as Scylla is just getting ready to show you how the WhatsApp API works, if you have any questions or maybe an experience with the WhatsApp Business API, feel free to drop it in the chat and then we can get the conversation rolling. Or if this is the first time you're even hearing of WhatsApp Business API, you can also tell us and we can also help, give you more information. Okay, I can see some hands are up. Scylla, can you take questions or you should wait?
Yeah, so you can take the questions. So I see Michael, Highskid, Ibrahim. Please feel free to unmute or drop the question in the comment. Okay, so Michael says it's his first time to hear about the WhatsApp Business API. Awesome. So like I mentioned, in the next session we're about to transition, we'll get to show you what the WhatsApp Business API means, and you're able to understand it fully. So that will be our next session. So thank you, Abena. Awesome. So I'll proceed to sharing my screen and speak about the WhatsApp Business API. So just allow me to share the screen again. Awesome. So what we have here is just a moment. So what we'll cover is what we call broadcast. You've probably heard me saying you can broadcast this to a number of people. You can create a template message. You can create a flow that asks questions or segments your leads. And probably you've also heard Sika mention you could automate support and questions with AI. So what I'll do is will show you an example of a template message and explain what a template message is. So just before that, to explain for those people who don't understand the WhatsApp Business API. So the WhatsApp Business API is the third version of WhatsApp, or the highest version of WhatsApp, that Meta has made available through partners like Intelli, that enables you as a business to get such superpowers as automation, broadcasting, and segmentation, to give you the superpowers to better engage with your customers and lead to more sales as a business and streamlined efficiency. So the first thing, like I mentioned, we'll go through is we'll share an example of what a template message is. So a template message is this one message you create from your WhatsApp business API dashboard, and this template message is what you can broadcast to your group of customers or to your list or CSV or contacts of customers. So a template message looks like this. So this is, for instance, a message for instance saying hi, and this specific number is we call it like a variable, which means it's a name placeholder you can add in your template message that will match all the contacts, which are the phone numbers and names on your contact list. So this is what essentially a message template is. It's one simple message that you create one time. So you create it, Meta approves it after a number of minutes. You get to add variables such as name. So that will mean you could customize this message to your contact list. I believe just before the webinar, a number of you might have received a notification of a reminder of you to join the webinar. So that's one example of a template message. So for this case, a template message, so you can customize the message by having the name here. You can upload an image. So I'll go over and upload an image. Where's the right image? Just a moment. Yeah, there we go. So you can upload your image. So this cannot only be one image. You could also upload a carousel of images, so up to 10 images that slide through the customer WhatsApp. So if you are a product, if you're selling products, this could be products or services or tips you're trying to share with your customer. So remember again, we spoke about the call to action buttons. So we spoke that you could have a link and you could probably have like a call to action button that opens a conversation. So it could be like no more, and for this case, it's the template message essentially says thank you for attending the webinar, and to get the additional resources, just click the get resources and you'll get the resources. So I'll just go ahead and insert my number here and send a test. Okay. Let me just refresh my screen. So just as this loads, I'll go and show you like an example of how such a template message appeared. So this is the template message. So hi, excited to have you join us. So this is the type of call to action we spoke about. So once I click this, just like we mentioned on, okay, this is not it, sorry. So yeah, this is it. So this is the template message that we were just speaking about. So when you get to click get resources, you're able to open the conversation or design a workflow that essentially shares the information with the customer. So this essentially will give you the resources of the webinar, or you could ask a number of questions depending on the target of your campaign. Awesome. So just give me a minute. I need to log in back, and as we wait for me to log in back, probably if there's any questions, just feel free to ask. Just a moment. I'll be right back in a moment. Sika, okay, you're struggling to hear me. Oh, sorry, I missed this. Awesome. Margaret, I'll speak louder. Please confirm if you can hear me again.
Yes, Margaret said it's better. Thank you. Hi, I see your hand is raised, and the Christian Creative Vault. I also see your hand is raised. Please, do you have any questions or comments? Feel free to either type in the chat or unmute and ask as Silla is getting ready. Okay, Michael, you want to know how you can avoid being banned on WhatsApp? Is that what you want to understand? Okay, great. So what I like to say is WhatsApp, Meta treats WhatsApp like a baby. So there's a lot of different things that you have to take into consideration.
Those are my two questions, please.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the question. So yes, the you receive a recording of the session and some other resources as well regarding the WhatsApp marketing class and then WhatsApp business API. Then for your second question, Silla, if you're still with us, if you could kindly go into details about why someone might get banned. Um, yes. And then there's also a question in the chat. So after that, you could kindly handle that.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, so you'll find probably why you're getting banned is probably the people you're engaging to or marketing to, they report that the messages you're sending to them are spam. So by spam means the people you're sending the message to, uh, they didn't give you the permission to send messages to them. So if that's the case, probably people are reporting your number, and that will lead to Meta banning it. And another thing you get to get probably how I can share what you can how you get to mitigate this and improve this process with WhatsApp Business API. For instance, like Intelli is, if you're sending campaigns, we highly recommend like you give your leads an option to opt out. So opting out means, for instance, when you send your message, you mention that if you do not want to receive this type of message, please reply stop, or please click this button and you won't receive this message. So if you're able, most importantly, to get consent from the leads you're engaging or the customers you're engaging, and also as you continue to engage with them, give them the option to like unsubscribe or opt out of your campaigns. If you're able to do this, your number won't get banned. Awesome. So there's a good, yeah. So Sika, you can take the question.
So does this WhatsApp Business API work together with Facebook to get leads from both platforms? That's the question, Silla.
Yeah, so like Sika mentioned, you can use the WhatsApp Business API and add your number when you're running campaigns on Facebook, or when you're running ads on even Instagram. So you're able to add your number. So So for instance, if you're running a campaign, let's say you're a real estate company, you're running probably a campaign to let people come to your site and visit. So you can add your number that says, I want to learn more about this, or I want to book a site visit. So you're able to track and capture all these leads. If you're able to add or embed your number to either Facebook or or even Instagram. Awesome. So I see another question by John. So John is asking, hi Sika, please help me. I submitted a name review for my WhatsApp API via Meta, but they rejected the name. Please help me. What should I do? Sika, do you want to take this, or I can take it?
Okay, I was going to say we could get on a different call, but if
Okay.
you want to answer right now, that's all right.
Awesome. Yeah. So the short answer is your display name is probably getting rejected because it does not follow the WhatsApp Business API policy. So you're probably, if it's a shop, you're probably call your display name is most probably a generic name, like let's say general shop or fashion store. So that's like the main reasons they probably reject your name. But like Sika mentioned, you can get in touch with her, and we can like get to help you review your name and get approved. So any other question?
Hi, Sila. I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead, Mercy.
Um, when someone is doing the broadcast messages, I know this is more of like a marketing stunt or something. Can you use like uh, just to increase the open rates? Because yes, you can do the broadcast, and then people don't open the messages and all that. Can you use like a catchy phrase that is not related to your business? So, for example, I saw this on Instagram. So someone used like a subject line that was funny, something like, "Oh, your name was in the um, certain files," and then now you say what you wanted, what your business, like what you're trying to broadcast. Like, would that actually increase the open rates, or it would actually cost you to be flagged?
Yeah, so to answer your question, that would increase the open rate. So like just to like go back to what we were saying, so you could use like those catchy subject lines or headers, as well as buttons. Like for instance, uh, you can use like a catchy call to action button that now triggers or has you as a business have more open rates and even more conversations that now give you a business like leverage to even talk to the customers and even follow up. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Any other question?
Messi, your hand is still up. Are you good?
Oh,
If
I'm
you
good. Let
are,
me put it down.
okay, awesome. Thank you. Then, Ibusun, your hand is also up. Do you have another question? If you do, kindly unmute. And okay, and then after that, we'll take Michael and then get back to business. Egbusun, please, do you have a question? Or okay, great. He's
No,
lowered
I
his
don't have a
hand.
question. I've just lowered my hand. Sorry, after the first one.
No worries. Thank you, Michael. Kindly feel free to unmute and ask your question.
Okay, thank you very much. My question is very simple. Are there other areas that you tackle, like maybe email marketing, and maybe Facebook ads that you talk about. Because the reason that's why I'm asking, I was just given a link and I don't know much about you, so I would really wish to be in these master classes if they happen. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that question. We do have webinars and master classes on a host of different topics, from marketing to sales to all those things. So yeah, I would share a link after the call to join our WhatsApp group for our community, where you can stay updated to all of our different master classes that we do. All right, thank you. So, Silla, back to you.
So awesome. So thanks for the question. So sorry for that interruption. I'll proceed from where we left. And just to confirm again, please, if you can hear me clearly, just give a thumbs up. Awesome. Cool. So we were sending our template and essentially like sharing what a template message is. So it's a one message that you send to all your leads at once. So I won't talk of each much again. So I'll just send a test message and show it to you how it appears from your customer facing side. So I'll select my image. Like we mentioned, you could have a carousel of images and even more. So I'll proceed to send a test. So the message has been sent successfully. So just allow me to open my WhatsApp and share with you what we were speaking about. So for instance, for this specific template message, what we're trying to do is like try to open a conversation. So for instance, after this webinar, what we'll have we can probably do, or if it's a weekly engagement, you can have a call to action, let's say like get resources, instead of me telling you like sign up on Intelli, which is probably not the best way for you to get to understand what we do and probably the various services and products we do. So this is like a proper strategy that you can use to engage your leads. So once you get to click such a button, you're able to like get resources. So you're able to initiate a series of flow that now shares more questions or more resources, even up to images, videos, and your leads or your customers are able to like get the right information. You as a business are able to qualify them better and even segment them in a better way. Sorry, I realized I wasn't sharing my screen. So yeah, that's what we have, or we call a template message. So when you look at various types of template messages, we have marketing template messages, we have utility template messages. So marketing template messages are template messages such as the one we shared, whereby you as a business get to promote or send offers or reminders or tips. That's what's categorized as a marketing message by Meta. And the other type of template message is called utility. So a utility template message is a reminder. So for instance, if it's an appointment, an automated reminder that this is your appointment. If someone books a demo, or if someone checks out from your catalog on WhatsApp, they get a reminder. That's what we call like a utility template message. So I can show you an example of a utility template message. So this is one. So it can be something like good news, name or customer, your order is on its way to your location above, so thank you for your order. And like just like we shared, the best practice, if you don't want to spam, or if you want to like respect the consent of your users is always give them the option to opt out of your campaigns. So just to show you again probably how it's easy on Intelli to like build like a series of flows or questions that can qualify your customer or even give more information. Just allow me to like show you an example of what we did with the template we just shared initially. So with the template we have, so we opened a conversation. So that means we gave the lead a chance for them to either ask for more information or even for us to qualify them. So for instance here, we're able to like, regarding the campaign we run, we're able to like share the resource, which is the API masterclass document or even video of which we'll do at a later point. I'll just also show an example of another flow whereby you're also able to ask customers a series of questions, qualify them, know if they are the right audience for you, and your team can probably reach out to them after you getting to understand if they are the right customer for you. So this is another example of a flow that you can easily build here on Intelli. So that's, I believe I've touched on the templates, the types of templates. I've given you a snippet of how you can design ways to open conversations with designing flows. So allow me to go back to our deck to share more. But if there's any question, please again feel free to drop a comment or raise your hand. Sika or myself will do the best to respond to your questions. Any questions? Awesome. So I want to, if you don't mind, I want you to like experience what we've actually shared, or like experience a segment of you opening conversations with flows. So if you're able to scan this QR code and just send a hi message, you'll see a menu that will ask you to like check if your business is eligible for the WhatsApp Business API, and you'll get to understand the requirements. And if it's not, we'll tell you why, and our team can reach out. And if your business is eligible, our team will also reach out and support you if you need to transition to the WhatsApp Business API. Awesome. So I'll let this hang for a minute or so. If there's any question in the meantime, again, feel free to ask. Yep. Any questions? If you are also able to scan this and get to experience the engagement, also you can share your experience in the chat. I'll head over to the next agenda. So probably you're asking yourself if the WhatsApp Business API is free. So the answer is the WhatsApp Business API by Meta is usually paid. So it's not a free service like what you have with the WhatsApp Business app. So for the WhatsApp Business API, Meta charges per conversation. So that essentially means if, for instance, I have a list of leads today that I want to send messages or campaigns to. Let's say if there are 1,000 of them and I want to send them a utility template, just like the one I shared before we dropped off Intelli, that will cost you 0.04 per recipient. So if it's 1,000, that will be like $4 to send this broadcast to these 1,000 contacts. So these are the contacts. These are the pricing for what Meta categorizes as rest of Africa, and for which most of our customers from Kenya and Ghana are in this bracket. So if you're from South Africa, this is like the meta pricing for the template and for the marketing template and the utility template, and as well this is for the pricing for Nigeria. So if you're from Kenya or Nigeria, if you're from Kenya or Ghana, this is the standard meta charges that you get to pay. So on the WhatsApp Business API, again, this is what you get to pay to Meta. And like we spoke about, since the WhatsApp Business API is powered by Intelli, there is also like Intelli platform fees, which uh, you get to pay monthly depending on the capacity of how you want to engage and or the tools you need to access, like how we what we briefly like shared on the platform. So just to clarify, probably the pricing again with Meta, if a customer reaches to you first, you don't pay any charges. You only pay Meta when you're sending a template message, and when if you're sending this template message, if you've not interacted with this lead or customer in the past 24 hours. So that's what you'll get charged. This is the pricing here per recipient if you've not engaged with this customer the last 24 hours. However, if you've engaged with the customer or the customers initiated a conversation with you as the business, if you send campaigns to them, it's completely free of charge. So, and to speak about, for those that know the WhatsApp Business API, Intelli again does not charge any markup on this pricing as much as we are as much as we are a Meta partner, unlike some other WhatsApp API providers. So that's something also to consider as you think of migrating to the WhatsApp Business API and consider Intelli as your partner. So that's it for the session. Sika, if there is anything, any question of some sort, what are the charges for Intelli? So yeah, so the Intelli charges, so we have like an onboarding charge, so which is from $50 to $150 only one time, depending on the level of support you need. So if it's getting your display name verified, if it's getting to a tier of probably you want to send 100,000 broadcasts per day, so this one-time onboarding fee from Intelli is able to facilitate us supporting you in onboarding and also provide ongoing support through like all the 6 days throughout the week. So apart from the setup fee, we have like the standalone package for the WhatsApp broadcasts. So if you only need just to send campaigns, the WhatsApp broadcasts package starts at $20 per month, and you have the capability to send a maximum contacts of 2,000. And if you need all the other powerful tools we spoke about or we just highlighted, so the flows, the AI, the segmentation, the having the multi-agent dashboard, the basic package starts at again $35. You get to experience all of this with the maximum contacts you can have in your CRM or contact list on Intelli at 2,000. And as your business grows and if you need more contacts, we're also able to grow with the packages or support you with the Grow package and the Pro package. Any other question? Awesome. Thank you. Sika, I'll hand it over to you. Thank you, everyone. We'll do share a recording of this session as well as the resources we went through. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Stella, for such an insightful session. So thank you everyone also for staying with us for about 1 hour and 30 minutes. As Stella said, a big like woo, congratulations to yourself for making it through and learning something new. Very happy about that. As Stella said, you could have either scanned the QR code to interact with one of our chatbots that we did specifically for this masterclass, or I've dropped the link in the chat, so you can just click that just in case you can't scan and you can interact with one of our chatbots. So as I've said, we'll share the recording to you hopefully within the next 24 hours with all the other resources so that if you did join late or maybe there's something that you missed or didn't quite understand, you can just have some time to review it. So, yes, I would share that all with you via email. And then thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to just text the chatbots link that I just shared in the group with your concerns, and the team and I would definitely get back to you. So thank you again, and congratulations for staying to the end. And I hope to see you on our next masterclass or webinar. Bye.